Hey guys, Jake from Outdoor Initiative here. It's getting closer to snowshoe season. We've been getting a little bit of accumulation up in the mountains, not a lot, and it sticks in the shade and it's kind of melting in the sun, and down here in the valley it's kind of translated into a lot of late season rain. So I just wanted to take a moment and share with you the snowshoes that I'm going to be wearing this year. And this is going to be the second season that I've had these snowshoes. And I'll tell you what, these are the Msr Evo Ascents, and they can really, there we go, take a licking. Most of this wear is due to walking on some fairly narrow, steep trails, almost exposed really when the snow gets involved. But all this is coming from like walking on exposed granite. It's just the wind blows the snow away and then it drifts into like some super heavy duty like ice crustied up drifts. But this right here, they call this the unibody platform, and you can see there is no shortage of traction. They absolutely mold in grip wherever you can. You can see these long cleats, crampon here, and these brake bars that are molded in. And we'll talk about the tail later, but the brake bars are even molded into the tail, so when you put that extension on, you even have grip way out there, even though you're not putting a lot of pressure on it with your foot. But some of the cool features are this binding system. What I really like about it, and it's it's sort of the plus and the minus of this whole shoe altogether, but the straps, I think, are, especially like this, they're super long when you get them strapped down, and they're flappy. But if you have like a catastrophic failure with this binding system, you see these hooks? Each one of these hooks has got a hole through there on each one. And then on the other side where it mounts, the mounting loop, they also have a hole inside the metal that's embedded in the plastic. So if you have some sort of catastrophic failure with this binding system, you can lash it together with paracord or whatever you have, and you can make this binding work until you get down off the mountain. And I think that's really cool. I think that's a great feature. I mean, I think my only gripe is just that these three straps, they take a while to get kind of dialed in to where it's tight enough to where your boot doesn't fall out, but it's loose enough to where you got circulation and you're not getting cold toes or anything else like that. So it takes some playing around with, it takes some getting used to, but once you get them dialed in, they work really well. These stay soft. It's actually really super impressive how pliable these stay when it gets cold. You'll be impressed. One neat thing is, on each side here there's pivots, and they're just stuck in there with a split ring, but you can take these pins out and replace them if they break, or put something in there to make them work. But you can take these pins out and you can just use this crampon as an actual crampon, to where you just can walk on some you're not going to be doing any front pointing, but if you need to walk across some ice or do something, you can do it. That's kind of a really cool feature if you're in a push comes to shove situation, that you can take this out and make it work. I think that's one of the great features of this shoe. They're coming in at 2 pounds each, and I don't think that's bad. You don't notice them when they're on, so at least I didn't. One kind of quirky thing you can see right here, and that where it scratched the cleat down here, and they're the traction rail and the body of the shoe, and that's from this hook right here, I didn't have it adjusted right, and that was scratching on that. And it's kind of, yeah, it's just one of those things that there's a learning curve, but watch out for it if you're going to be picking up these shoes. You make sure you have your straps in adjustment. Obviously, or you know, one of the great features of these new MSR shoes is the Televator, and I'll tell you what, they work. It's not a gimmick. I mean, it actually works. When you're going up, you're gaining altitude, you're going up a hill, sidestepping, having your heel elevated like that really takes the you know, cramp out of the back of your calf, and they work great. So if you're gonna go for a model like this unibody framed style of snowshoe, or even those MSR Lightning Ascents that have the Televator, I would spring for the Televator is what I'm trying to tell you. Oh yeah, so then this is compatible with a flotation tail, and again, these tails have traction molded in wherever they can, but they're you know, they take a licking too. They're not just cheap, gimmicky, store brand snowshoes. So if you're going to spring for the $210 to get a pair of snowshoes, whether they be the MSR Lightning Ascents or these MSR Evo Ascents, get the tail. It just gives you so much more mobility. You can put the tail on when you have your really heavy load, and when you get into camp you can pull them off, and then you have your mobility and your maneuverability on the trail. So yeah, this is what I'm going to be using. And then I wanted to do a shout out to a YouTuber, a guy that I've been talking to a little bit with. His name is Shane Coffey, and I'll put a link to his channel down below in the description. But he asked me where can you get a pair of really good cheap snowshoes. He says he wants to get into it this year, and man, you know what, Shane, that's a great question, and I don't necessarily know where to get really good cheap snowshoes are, depending on what brand you want to get, and you know, how serious you are about sticking with snowshoeing. And what I would recommend is renting. If you can get a gear shop to where you can rent snowshoes and demo them and test them out and see what you like, I would go that route, because you're probably looking at like 35 to 40 bucks for a couple days worth, and then you can hash on them and you don't have to worry about them. You just give them back and it's no big deal. Other than that, I got these off of backcountry.com, and it was, you know, one of their Christmas sales or something like that. But if you go to Sportsman's Guide, you can get into their club, and they got their 10% off, and they are a reseller for MSR gear, so you can check those guys out. Other than that, just watch the sales and see if you can rent them. So yeah, hey guys, thanks for taking a look. I appreciate it, and I just wanted to give you another reminder that I only need a few more subs before I get 100, and then I'm gonna throw out a pretty decent giveaway, 100 subscriber giveaway. So please, if you're watching this, please sub and have a chance to enter in that contest. So you guys have a good one. Peace.